Hey there, my name is Sushmita and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be talking about 5 effective strategies that will really help you to actually achieve your goal. Now, 2025 has already begun and I am sure all of you had your plans and goals and resolutions, but I actually want to know how many of you have actually done something about it, or maybe you could stick to your plans and goals. So how that can actually be achieved is the motto of our video today, and let's see how does that happen, right? So it's very easy, but it is only about your own self. The day you decide to change and work upon yourself, let me tell you, half of the work is already done for you. So what are those pointers? Let us start. The first thing that you really need to do is about writing your goals. It might sound very silly, oh, what is this fad? Everybody's having this diary and note and journal, and you're again talking about writing your goals. But let me tell you, my friend, writing your goal is very important, because it will tell you about which direction do you want to proceed, right? Like, there has been evidences and scientifically it has been told that you can rewire your brain, right? Now, what does this mean? So when you can rewire your brain, it means that you can develop habits. Now, how can you develop those habits? You can develop those habits through patterns, right? And then attain your specific goals or commitments that you really want to do. Now, when you write your goals, what it does is that it helps you to transform. You had an idea, now it helps you to transform your idea into tangible and actionable commitments. Like, that's what you've decided, है ना? आपको पता ही नहीं है आपको कहाँ की ट्रेन पकड़नी है, राइट? अगर आपको कहीं जाना है, मुझे दिल्ली जाना है, the first thing I want to do is, मुझे पहले पता तो होना पड़ेगा कि मुझे दिल्ली जानी है, and then I will be like booking a ticket or an air ticket or whatever, so that I have the direction, है ना? So सबसे पहले जो जरूरत है वो है, it has to be tangible, right? आपके पास definitely आपके goals की डायरी होनी चाहिए, आपका पेपर होना चाहिए. You need to just sit down, and first thing that you really need to do is to write your goals, to know where do you want to go. Now, writing your goal again does not mean that आपने कुछ भी लिखा. See, when I talk about some vague ideas and I talk about some specified goals, how does it happen? I want to lose weight. 2025, I want to get into fitness, and my goal is to get fitter in 2025. So this is a vague thing. Okay, this is my goal. Great, I have written it down. But what is the exact goal in terms of health that I really want to achieve? So I wrote that I want to lose 5 kgs in 3 months, or maybe I want to lose 3 kgs in the first quarter. Like, I also spoke about the importance of quarterly goals, like when you break those goals in my previous video. I will be putting the link below. Please do check that. So now when I wrote, like for example, I want to be a YouTuber. I've decided that I would be making videos and everything. So I wrote the vague idea or the vague goal that I wrote, that I want to be a YouTuber. Fine, great for me. But when I write that I really need to make 3 videos or 4 videos or 5 videos per week, so that I'm consistent, so that I work upon it. So once you know your desired goal, working on that becomes very easy. See, I'll tell you about a research which was by the Dominican University, by Dr. Gail Matthews. He actually, with that research, it provided evidences that writing goals significantly increases the likelihood of achieving them. And participants who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve than people who did not write their goals. So there was this study which happened. So see, I'll tell you, everything is about your brain. How you tell it, what information you process into it, how do you think about it. So first thing, that if when you actually want to achieve your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, your resolutions, or whatever you call it, उन सब का goal भी एक ही है. So when you know, first thing that you really need to do is that write your goals. So the second pointer is train your brain. See, go back to your computer classes where what you used to learn is that the CPU, the central processing unit, correct? What is it? It was being referred to as your brain or the brain of a human, correct? आप उसमें जो भी information feed करते थे या जो भी input देते थे, accordingly आपको output मिलता था. So in the same way, you can train your brain. Now how does it happen? So I will talk about the RAS, which is the reticular activating system in your brain. It is nothing but neurons or the network of neurons in the brainstem that plays a crucial role in filtering information and regulating attention, focus, and consciousness. The RAS is basically located in brainstem and it connects to various parts of the brain. So this RAS acts as a filter, or you can say as a gatekeeper. Now let's see, when throughout the day there are like millions and millions of information which is coming to you. Sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it is like not that conscious or subconscious, but there are like millions of things happening around you. Now, how your brain will only react to certain set of information. So here the RAS comes into picture. Like, have you ever noticed you are in a mall and you suddenly hear somebody say your name? वो आपको बुला रहे हैं, आपको नहीं बुला रहे हैं, वो मैटर नहीं करता है. But the moment they say, suppose your name is Sushmita and somebody says Sushmita, and like I am sure you will just turn. There was so much of commotion happening. सामने कितना कुछ हो रहा है, but then उस भीड़ में भी आपको अपना नाम clearly सुनाई दिया and you reacted to it, right? So RAS helps you to filter. आप how, like आपका thoughts क्या है, आपकी priorities क्या है, आपके beliefs क्या है. So accordingly वो information को filter कर देता है. Like आपने एक नई गाड़ी खरीदी. I would not take a brand name, right? Let's say you bought a car X. Now, when you're on road, you see that car so many आपके around में, like बहुत सारी. It is not that the number has suddenly increased, and it is not that oh मैंने ये कार खरीदी तो अब सब लोग ये कार खरीद रहे हैं. No, it's not like that. कार पहले भी थी, पर अब आपको वो ज्यादा दिखाई दे रही है because your RAS has given a flag of something which is important, because the car, the same brand belongs to you also. Like when you write your goals, this is a very common thing, all of you must have heard it so many times, कि आपने लिखा है in your goals that you want to buy a red car, let's say a brand X, so a red X car, okay, and suddenly आपको रोड पर वो ही कार बहुत ज्यादा दिखती है. क्यों? क्योंकि आपके दिमाग में वो इंफॉर्मेशन है. नाउ इट रिएक्ट्स टू दैट particular sensory input. So it is very, very important that how you train your brain. So it is very important that when you set your goals, you tell your brain that, okay, this is what I want. This is how I break it into smaller units. This is how I will be working on it, giving positive information to it, visualizing what you really want to do in life, and how you picture yourself. Like if I really want to buy a car which is like blue in color, a metallic blue in color, I can visualize myself sitting in that car and maybe just going and having a test drive. So this is how you are training your brain. Let me give you one more example. Like suppose you have decided that you want to run marathon for this year. Like, your plans are that this year I will be running a marathon. Now what happens? You visualize, you start like, your goals are there, you visualize crossing the line with joy. So your RAS now begins to filter information that supports this goal, like articles on training, tips, conversations about running groups. So you, by actively programming your RAS, आप क्या करते हैं, अपने ब्रेन का जो नेचुरल फिल्टरिंग सिस्टम है ना, आपके एस्पिरेशन और गोल के साथ में अलाइन कर देते हैं, जो आपको फोकस्ड रखता है, जो आपको मोटिवेटेड रखता है. तो उन सब चीजों में भी आपके लिए क्या जरूरी है, आपके गोल्स क्या है, आप कैसे वहां तक पहुंचना चाहते हैं, उसमें वो आपकी मदद करता है. Now let's talk about the third pointer, which is monitoring your progress. See, unless and until आप अपने गोल्स लिखने के बाद, उसको प्लान्स में बदलने के बाद, उसको एग्जीक्यूट करने के बाद, इफ यू डोंट मॉनिटर योर प्रोग्रेस, आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि आप कहाँ थे और आप कहाँ जाना चाहते हैं. सो पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट बी तक जब आप है तो आपने क्या क्या किया एंड हाउ डिड इट एक्चुअली हेल्प यू, राइट? आप जब मॉनिटर करने लगोगे आपको समझ में आने लगेगा कि आपने जो ए से बी जाने का जो आपका पाथ है, आप कितना सही जा रहे हो, आप क्या अचीव कर पा रहे हो. और जब आप देखोगे दैट आप एक्चुअली उनको अचीव कर पा रहे हो, लाइक इफ आई रियली वांट टू राइट, लाइक मे बी आई वांट टू बी अ राइटर एंड आई एम राइटिंग, सो आई सेट अ गोल फॉर माई सेल्फ एंड आई बिहेव लाइक ओके, सो पर डे मुझे ये पढ़ना है या मुझे लिखना है, और मुझे दिन ब दिन अपने आप में जब वो इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखाई देने लगेगी, इट इज गोइंग टू रियली बी अ बूस्टर फॉर मी, माई कॉन्फिडेंस. आई विल बी मोटिवेटेड टू कीप ऑन डूइंग इट. सी, डिसिप्लिन एंड मोटिवेशन को आपको कोशिश करनी है कि आप साथ रखो. तो जब आप अपने इस एंटायर जर्नी को मॉनिटर करते हो, इट इज लाइक दैट रिव्यू सिस्टम दैट आई स्पोक अबाउट, राइट? सो आपको अपने प्रोग्रेस को रिव्यू करना है. रिव्यू करके अगर आपको लगता है कि देयर आर सर्टेन एरियाज वेयर यू कैन वर्क अपॉन, और मे बी यू रियली नीड टू मेक सम एडजस्टमेंट्स और सम चेंजेस, यू कैन इमीडिएटली ब्रिंग दोस चेंजेस सो दैट यू डोंट गो अ वेरी लॉन्ग आपने किया जर्नी एंड देन यू फील कि ओके कुछ चेंजेस हो सकते थे. सो इससे आपको ये समझ में आने लगेगा कि आप सही रास्ते पर चल रहे हैं या नहीं. चल रहे हैं तो आपको बड़ी खुशी होगी जब आप देखोगे कि अरे वाह, आई हैव बीन एबल टू डू दिस. तो ये जब आपको ये चीजें टैंजिबल दिखने लगेंगी, आप में अपने आप को वो इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखने लगेगा, इट इज रियली रियली गोइंग टू हेल्प यू अ लॉट, राइट? सो वंस यू नो, you really need to monitor your progress. Make it a weekly routine. Every week, giving yourself those 10 minutes, finding out whatever routine or whatever rules or whatever goals you had set, whatever planning or the structure basically you made, that this is how I'm going to get an inch closer to my goals every single day. Like, am I actually doing it? If I'm doing it, how far have I come? What are the changes that I really need to see and do it? And let me tell you, it is actually going to facilitate your journey. The next thing is to find out obstacles and remove it. So you really need to be प्रोएक्टिव. आपको फाइंड आउट करना है कि आप जो कर रहे हो इसमें आपको क्या क्या चैलेंजेस आ सकते हैं. लाइक if I give you an example, in my fitness journey, like I have a sweet tooth and I love binging on sweets or maybe cookies, and so first thing that I can think about an obstacle is, oh my god, if I open the refrigerator, I will be seeing a box of sweet. So I know my goal, I know what is my obstacle, and I remove it. So when I go to the supermarket next time, I'm sure that I will not be buying a cookie or a box of chocolates for that matter. I will not go to a sweet shop and buy those box of yummy sweets and keep it in my fridge. So when I don't have sweets in the refrigerator, it will not require so much of discipline to stop myself. So when you identify and remove obstacle, it helps you to achieve your goals because it clears your path for progress and it improves efficiency and ensures that you stay focused on what truly matters. तो आपके लिए क्या ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है और क्या मैटर करता है वो आपको समझ आने लगेगा. आई जस्ट गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. फाइंड आउट योर गोल्स एंड सी. आपको प्रोएक्टिव होना है इंस्टेड ऑफ रिएक्टिव कि ठीक है एक चैलेंज आएगा तो आई विल सी व्हाट इज टू बी डन. बट देन व्हेन यू आइडेंटिफाई, now do not get confused that I'm trying and telling you to be negative कि अरे बुरा हो गया, अरे no, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the challenges. Thought process आपको अपना वही रखना है, those positive, those things, those get going attitude, और मुझे करना है and I'll do it, and you're doing it through your actions actually. But finding out obstacles is very very important, and before you face them, it is important that you remove it. For example, मुझे अगर सुबह I have plans that I will wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll spend some time reading and writing, and because that aligns with my goal of becoming a writer one day. But then I know that alarm rings and I snooze it and I sleep. So what I do is I'll put the alarm and put it in the dining table. So when the alarm will keep on ringing, because I cannot sleep if there's something ringing, I need a pin drop silence, I'm sure that I'll get up and remove my blanket and go to the dining room and switch off the alarm. So in that process, I've been able to break that thing, right? So ऐसे करते करते I'll get into that habit. So if you actually want to do it, find out the obstacles which are actually being very challenging for you, and then work it from the beginning. The last point is to resonate or just tie yourself with the identity that you really want to become. Now, if I want to become a writer, my thought process is not that I want to be a writer. My thought process is I am a writer. I will behave like a writer. I will write like a writer. I will think like a writer. I will plan like a writer. So resonate with the identity, the joy you will have when you actually achieve those goals. So you really need to start living your goals before when it has actually happened. I'm sure you people have seen or heard the interview of Diljit Dosanjh where he tells कि आप तो अभी देख रहे हैं ऐसे होते हुए, मैंने तो बरसों पहले ही देख लिया था. So that is what is कि you really need to tie yourself to that identity. You want to be something, so आपको वैसा behave करना पड़ेगा. Now please don't get into that trap कि I want to be a millionaire and I will start behaving like a millionaire and I'll spend all the money that I have. Please use your brains and see what is actually practical and feasible. It is about the attitude I'm talking about. So think, resonate yourself to that identity. Like if I give you an example, ask yourself like, who do I want to become? Then focus on the person and not just the achievement. Like there's a practical tip I would like to give you. Use the be, do and have model. Like if I become, which is the person, which is the being, I will naturally do, which is the actions, and then I will have the results which I want to have. So be, do and have model. I want to be, so I am a writer, and then what are the things that I will do as a writer, and then what are the things I will have as a writer. Like I just gave you an example this way. So when you do these things, it will actually help you to achieve those goals. And let me tell you, by the end of 2025, you will definitely be a different person who is not only focusing on those yearly goals that he or she has made for herself or himself, but that journey will be so rewarding, and you will see those intrinsic changes in you. आपके अंदर वो बदलाव अंदर से आएंगे. फिर आपको इतना प्रोसेस नहीं करना होगा to achieve those goals and to achieve those dreams. So why wait? Come on, let's start. आज ही है, आज ही वो शुरुआत कीजिए. कल करूंगा ये कभी काम नहीं करता. So we will meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Yes, keep learning, keep thriving. Thank you so much.